morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, December 27th. Welcome back to the channel. I did that in the wrong order. Welcome back to another week of Randa's Crafty Vlog. My name is Randa. Today is December 27th, Tuesday. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. I am going to be doing some stuff for my employees. So for those of you who have ordered from me before, you know that my putty comes sandwiched in between like release paper. It makes it easier. So I buy sheets of release paper and I cut them up. And that's how we do it. So I'm going to be cutting up some sheets of release paper while I talk to you because I need to get it done. So don't mind me just casually doing that while we talk. Is that okay? So it is Tuesday, like I said. Perry had the day off yesterday for Christmas, and when Perry has the day off, that means Randa has the day off. So that's why you didn't see anything yesterday. I did do restock yesterday, but that was the extent of my working, which means that today I have a crap ton of stuff to do. But I wanted to check in and say hello and talk to y'all for a little bit. It was Christmas. It has been Christmas since the last time I spoke to you guys. How crazy is that? I hope you guys had a really good Christmas. I had a really good Christmas. My family has a tradition that every year, these must be this stupid size, that's annoying, that every year for Christmas, we rent a cabin in the mountains, and we go to said cabin in the mountains for usually 3 days, 2 nights type thing. So we went up on Saturday. We weren't allowed to check in until 4. So it wasn't a full day, and then we spend the night, and then we have a full day Sunday, and then we came home in the morning on Monday because checkout was at 10. So 1 full day and 2 sort of days. But we do it every year. We pick a cabin in the mountains that has a fireplace and a great view and the whole thing. And we stay there for a couple days and we play games and we drink and we open presents. But we don't do a lot of presents. They're mostly token gifts because our gift is the cabin because it's expensive. So, we do token gifts, but it's mostly we play games, we do a puzzle, we do whatever the hell we want. Sometimes there's hiking involved if there's good hiking around the cabin that we're at, and it's really just about us spending time together, which is really fun. So this year it was just Mom, my stepdad John, and then me and Perry, and it was a great time. It was really fun. Yeah. It was great. So that's what we spent the weekend doing. We played lots of games. We did a nice puzzle. We ate lots of chocolate. And at least I did. I had my drink of the weekend was hot chocolate and Bailey's. Oh, God. That shit's so good. I used to do coffee and Bailey's, which I still do. But if you've ever had hot chocolate and Bailey's, oh my God, that shit's fantastic. Yeah, that was the cabin. We did some presents. What my mom and my stepdad got me, oh my God, I'm so sorry, is actually business related. So I'll show you that. God. Oh, apparently I'm a little allergy-y this morning. They got me this tripod, which is awesome. I remember I saw it because my stepdad just bought one for himself, this exact thing. And I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that would be so perfect. God, I can't think of what I'm trying to say. My mom keeps texting me and I keep reading it and then I keep forgetting what I'm trying to say. I saw this and went, oh my God, it would be perfect because all of my tripods are like really cheap and really old and like it would be, and so they don't work very well. And so it would be great to have, you know, something like this. And so then, of course, when I said that, they bought one for me. So you can unscrew this top piece and put your like actual legitimate camera in it, or you can, they bought me the phone piece for it and you can put your phone in here and it's very nice and sturdy. So that was very exciting. So I can film stuff with it. I've been doing on my TikTok, I've been doing like order packing videos. So I can do those, which is really fun. And then, oh my God, we got the children presents too, our furry children. And so Willow and Ollie, our cats, got a new cat tree, which was very exciting for them. And they very much love it, very, very much. And then Ash got 2 toys. She got like a soccer ball that has a bunch of like things coming off of it that she can grab, like ropes and stuff. And then I gave her one of my Squishmallows because she's really like a super chewer and she destroys everything that she comes in contact with. So she never has like stuffed toys because she destroys them all. And so I keep seeing TikToks of people who give their super chewer animals Squishmallows. And for whatever reason, they don't chew them up. They don't destroy them. And so I was like, you know what? We'll give it a shot. So I gave her a Squishmallow. And she has yet to even attempt to destroy it. So, and it's been 24 hours. So I think that that's going well. But we built the cat tree for the children yesterday. And then Perry got me a pair of fuzzy socks that are just amazing. And then he got me this right here. This is one of my stocking stuffers. I just thought this was so cute. So Perry and I have been playing Pokemon Go together a lot. It's something that like started, oh my God. I'm apparently very allergy ridden today. It's something that like started and became popular in like 2016. And then it like really died out. But some people still play it. And I was in high school and Perry was in college, and we both played it a lot at that point when it first came out, and then it died off. And then Perry's friends who work at the airport started playing it again because there's a ton of like Pokestops and gyms and whatever at the airport. And so it was fun for them because there's a lot of stuff around. And so they came over to our house one night. It was like, oh my God, you got to download Pokemon Go. We can all play and whatever. And so we did, and then got addicted to it. And so we've been playing a lot together. It's been a really fun, like, bonding thing for us. And so he got me this little bottle. It has a little Pokeball in it in the shape of a heart. And the tag on the bottle says, "My best catch." Talking about me. Isn't that so freaking cute? I thought that was like the best thing in the entire world. It's like so adorable. It's just a little decorative thing. So I have it sitting over here on my desk. And it's so cute. It's so cute. I thought that was adorable. And then he got us cups. One is like a whiskey glass type thing, and one is a wine glass. Mine is a wine glass. His is like a whiskey cup. And it says, on mine, it says girlfriend and then crosses it out and says fiance. And then on his, it says boyfriend and crosses it out and says fiance. And I thought that was super cute. So we drank out of those last night. And then he got me an electric blanket because I don't know what is going on with me. I'm usually like extremely warm natured, that like I'm always hot, always. It doesn't matter like what the temperature is, what's going on. I'm usually always hot. I'm very picky about what temperature our house sits at because I'm always hot. And for some reason, ever since it has turned winter, like pretty much since the first snow, I have been absolutely freezing all the time. And that includes at night when Perry's ready to like open the window And usually I'd be down, but now I'm like shivering. And so I've been saying I want an electric blanket so I don't freeze to death in the middle of the night and just in general because I always seem to be fucking cold. And so he got me an electric blanket, a heated blanket. And I slept with it last night. It's fantastic. So, and then I used it all last night. Our cats are a big fan of it. Of course. Makes sense. So that was really great. And then, at the cabin, it was crazy. We were just like hanging out, and I get up from us doing something, and I go, I look at my hand, and I'm like, where's my engagement ring? Where's my ring? Where is it? Where is it? It was just like I didn't take it off. I didn't anything. It was just off my finger. And I was like, oh my, what. So all four of us are scounging the entire cabin. We're pulling couch cushions. We're looking under things or whatever. None of us can find it. We had just taken like family photos by the fireplace and like just a couple minutes ago. And so I went and looked at the family photos and my ring was not on my finger in those pictures. And so I was like, okay, it was it. But I remember having it like while we were doing the puzzle. So it was at some point between the puzzle and the pictures that it got lost. And I was like, but I didn't take it off. I didn't, whatever, it must have like fallen off and I didn't notice, which has never happened before. Like I know my ring is a little bit big and I was planning on getting it resized like a half a size, but it has never just like straight up fallen off without me noticing before. And it was absolutely terrifying. We spent like 30 minutes looking. And as I'm starting to give up, I go and like sit on the kitchen floor to look under like baseboards and like under the, like there's under the cabinets and stuff. As I sit on the floor, this like memory flashes through my brain of being in the kitchen earlier that day, like carrying something. And I heard something clang to the floor and I felt that like I had kicked something with my foot. And I remember like hearing it and looking down and not seeing anything. And so I went like looked all around, didn't see anything and went, maybe I'm dreaming. You know what? I don't know. And moved on. And I went, what do you bet that was my ring? But I looked under all the cabinets and it wasn't there. So then I looked under the stove and there it was. There was my engagement ring like halfway under the stove. And I went, oh my God, I found it. And everybody like rushes into the kitchen and we have to like pull the stove out and lift it up in order for Perry to get under there and reach it. It was absolutely the scariest moment. It's like I knew it was in the house somewhere, and so that was helpful, but it was like absolutely terrifying. Like, what if we don't find it? I'm like, it's my worst fucking nightmare. And it's like I said, I knew my ring was a little bit small or a little bit big, but nothing like that has ever happened before. But I think it's because it's winter, it's really cold. My fingers are smaller than ever. And so a half a size really turned into like a full size, and then it fell off without me even noticing. But thank God I kicked it and remembered that, because it would have been hours before we would have thought to look under the stove. So what we did, and as you've probably seen it thus far in the video if you're watching, is that we took some like yarn or something. I don't really know what this is. It's some sort of yarnish thing. And we like wrapped it around the base of my ring to almost make like a little guard, so that it's much harder to take on and off. And the minute that Hellsberg Diamonds opens up again, because they're closed for Christmas, I'm taking it in to get it resized. Because the idea of, I was like, I'm going to wait, because they do a free like cleaning every 6 months. And so I was going to wait until the 6-month cleaning to get it resized, because it hadn't fallen off. Didn't think it was that big of a deal. And now I'm not waiting. I'm doing it like ASAP, because the thought of losing my engagement ring again makes me freak the fuck out. So, but that was fun. So now I have this ugly, like, annoying piece of, like, yarn. And I would get, like, I know they have, like, the plastic springs that you can wrap around your ring to help it. It's like, if I thought it was going to be like this for any more than, like, a couple of days, I would get something like that. But I do think, like, later this week they'll be open again. I tried to see if they were open yesterday so that we could swing by on the way home from the cabin and just drop it off. But they weren't. So it's like, once they're open, I'm going in. So it's like, it'll just be a couple of days that I have to deal with this thing. And then I have a white silicone ring that I'll wear in place of my actual engagement ring while it's getting resized. But it was absolutely terrifying. Oh my God, it was so scary. So, but thank God we found it. Thank God I didn't burst into tears. I was about to. And Perry was getting very scared as well. And something else really exciting is that I just found out today, because Perry just freaking texted me. So there's for those of you who don't know, I guess, Perry has a Harley. He has a V-Rod, which is it's not like extremely rare, but they discontinued that bike a while ago. And so it is decently rare to have one now. And Perry has one and he loves it. And the only problem is that it doesn't have a back seat. And I think this is fairly common with Harley back seats, but it definitely is with this one, is that it's sloped like backwards. And so it slopes like downwards off the back of the bike. And so and all Harley seats are usually fairly small. And so it totally feels like you're going to just slide off the back of it, which is absolutely terrifying. So when he first got the bike and we went for a ride for the first time, I had a panic attack on the back of the bike because I felt like I was going to fall off, and it was terrifying. Oh my God. I need to go take some Zyrtec. And so ever since then, I have said, I'm so sorry, and it makes me so sad, but I cannot ride on the back of the Harley until we have a backrest. Because I think if I have something to hold me, in, it will be much better. It's just the sensation of feeling like you're going to fall off of it, which is not fun. And so, but because the bike is discontinued, and I think also because Harley is weird about like aftermarket parts, finding a back seat that fits his V-Rod, because it's an older model or a newer model or I don't know. It's like you have to find like the 2013 to 2017 backrest, and they're very hard to find. They're almost always out of stock, so you usually have to find one secondhand, and they're not common to come across. And so when you do come across them, they're very expensive. So the whole thing is probably about $500 when it's said and done, which is ridiculous for a backrest. Ridiculous. But then Perry told me the other day, because we had heard, for anybody else who owns bikes, you probably know that there is the biggest bike meet in the world is in Sturgis. And it happens every year. And Perry and I have been talking about going to it, but of course he wants to bring his Harley and I can't ride on the back, and it's a 7-hour drive. And so I was like, I really want to go with you, but I can't, and it's in August, and I really want to go with you, but I can't do it unless we have a backrest for the Harley. And so he's like, okay, we're going to get on the search and we're going to find one. And apparently today he found one and bought one. I'm surprised we found one so quickly, because we've kind of been looking for months and not really seen anything good. And he found one, and it's like, oh my God. So he bought it this morning. I'll be able to go to Sturgis with him in August. I get to ride on his Harley with him. It's going to be very exciting. Cause the other bike that he has that I can ride on him with is a Yamaha. It's a sport bike. And for those of you who know, the back seat of sport bikes are not made for comfort. Sport bikes are made for going fast. And so the back seat, you're not completely hunched up like some sport bikes, but you're pretty hunched up back there that your knees kind of go up to your chest and it's not comfortable. So I would not be, it's like, I don't have like a comfortable spot for to sit. And the Harley is much more, even though it is the fastest Harley that Harley makes. So it's again, not completely made for comfort because Perry does not ride for comfort. Perry rides for speed. And so even though it is still not completely made for comfort, it is more comfortable than the Yamaha. Like your leg position is better and whatever. And so having a backrest on the back will just make it that much better. And it's not a very tall backrest. It kind of just goes a little bit up above your butt. But at least it's something, you know, that it's not like I've got a whole like lounge back there. And it's not like I could lean back and do anything like that, but it will at least hold me in, so that I'm not, you know, gonna fall off. And I'm used to a sport bike, so to me, it's gonna feel like an absolute dream. But I'm very excited. So Perry's very excited about it, and he's like, I'm just gonna be broke for like a month because he just did like a lot of Christmas presents and stuff, and now this, he's like, I'm just going to be broke for like a month and it's going to be fine. So, but that was very fun. And I don't have any crafting to show you because, I didn't do any, frankly, for a while since the last time I've talked to you, but I do have, I guess I don't need to show you, but I did, now that I have a Cricut, because Perry got me one for my birthday, I have a lot of ideas of things that I want to put in my shop that I can do with my Cricut. And I've already started designing a few things. And so I ordered a like sweatshirt that I can, and they're all still going to be crafting and diamond painting related and all those good stuff. But I designed like a sweatshirt that is crafting and diamond painting related. And I bought myself like a blank sweatshirt that I can make it on, so that I can make a listing photo and show you guys and where get it for sale. So that's very exciting. That will hopefully be coming very soon. This week is going to be a little bit hectic because I'm making up for the fact that we missed one day of the week. And I have a lot of stuff that needs to be done. So it's going to be a bit of a hectic week this week, but I'm hoping to have more candles this week. I'm hoping, you know, there's a couple things I would like to do, but yeah. That's kind of it. So it'll be a bit of a crazy week. I hope I get to talk to you guys every day this week. This works out really well that I can do this and talk to you at the same time. But yeah, should we do a Reddit story? Because I think that's all I'm going to blabber on about. I have to kind of hurry because I have to go to therapy and I got to get all of this stuff for my employee. I got to get all this stuff ready because I'm going to bring it to her today. So let's do a Reddit post, shall we? Jeez. R-E-D. Ooh. D-D. There we go. Okay, so this is at the top of Am I the Asshole? It was posted 22 hours ago. There's 12,000 upvotes and a ton of awards. And it says, am I the asshole for saying no to my in-laws taking our kids to Disney? Interesting, but let's see. It says, my male 28, wife female 28, and I have 2 daughters, 6 and 5 years old, which is prime Disney age. They're both super into princesses and all that. We've talked about taking them to Disney over the next few years as we know they'd love it. My wife has never been before, and I've only been once when I was 10 years old. It was definitely a memorable trip for me as my family had to save up for a while for it. We've always known that Disney would be our big trip with our girls. In July, my father-in-law got diagnosed with prostate cancer. After a few rounds of chemo and some rather intense stays at the hospital, it's only gotten worse. It's spread across to other organs in his bodies, and rather than trying to suffer to fight it, he's opted to just not do chemo and try to live with what time he has left. As a result, him and my mother-in-law have decided to make more memorable have decided to make more memories with family. One of these memories is to take our daughters to Disney and surprise them with a trip yesterday during Christmas. At first, I thought my wife would be against it as well. We've always said we wanted to get to experience taking them and seeing their faces. However, I found out that my mother-in-law cleared it with my wife last month. My wife didn't tell me because she thought I would be surprised and excited for our daughters. I sat through all of the rest of the night, but when we got home, we had a serious discussion about it. I told my wife that I didn't want our daughter's first trip to Disney to be without us. She suggested we go along, but the trip is in February and booking flights and hotels and tickets for just my wife and I for the time they're all going is going to be almost $5,000. I told my wife that we have to talk to her parents and decline the trip. But my wife is saying that I'm being selfish and heartless and robbing our daughters of this experience and robbing them of a core memory with my father-in-law before he passes. Am I being out of line here? So the overall vote on this post is asshole. I don't think there are some times when these stories come up that it's like, yes, you have to vote one way or the other, but asshole is not the word I would use here. That I completely understand why he is feeling the way that he's feeling, that he was excited. He had this idea in his head that he wanted to bring his girls to Disney, and that's very cute and sweet and all the good stuff. But I also understand from the other side that it's like, it just means that they'll have more memories, more trips to Disney. What's wrong with that? What I don't love, and I don't think the wife did this to be malicious, but what I don't love is that the wife didn't tell him about it. Like when mother-in-law cleared it with wife last month, that should have been let me talk to husband about it and then we'll give you the A-OK. Because that's a joint decision. I would say that I think you should let the kids go to Disney, absolutely. But not that he's being an asshole, just that I think you should let the kids go to Disney. Just because, like I said, it's like more trips to Disney, more experiences. And yes, you don't get to see their very first time, but that's, I would be more mad at the wife than anything because she didn't include me in that whole clearing conversation a month ago when they did all of this, that you didn't ask for my opinion. And now I'm having to give up my idea of my hope and want of taking them to Disney because you didn't clear it with me. That's just how I feel about it, because I can understand where he's coming from. That it's like, I remember when we first this is such a weird comparison, but I don't have kids, so this is as close as it gets in my head, that I remember when we took Ash to the dog park for the very first time. She had just gotten old enough. She finally had all of her shots. She could finally go play with some other puppies. And Perry and I were so excited to take her to the dog park for the very first time. And if somebody else had taken her to the dog park first, that would have been sad for me, that I missed her first time experiencing that kind of stuff. So I can get where he's coming from, and yet I don't think you should decline the trip by any means. Mostly because of his state of health. If he was perfectly healthy, I would think that you are completely in line to say, I really wanted to take them first, but you guys can take them later. But he doesn't have later, so this is their option. So it's like, I can get it from both sides. I don't think anybody's the asshole here. I think it's a sucky situation. I think the only sort of asshole is the wife. But yet, like I said, I don't think that she has any malicious intent behind it. And And I'm interested to see why everybody calls him an asshole. Maybe it's just because it's like he's dying and he wants this experience and whatever, and just let him have it and get over the fact that you want to do it for the first time. Like, I get, that's why I'm saying, yes, you sort of have to get over it and whatever, but I get why he's upset about it. I completely get why he's upset about it. Let's see. Top comment says, "You're the asshole. Your wife is right. I understand your disappointment in not being the first to take your kids to Disney, but these are special circumstances. Their grandfather / your wife's father is dying and wants to create memories with his grandchildren that will last once he is gone. It's small-minded and selfish to take that opportunity away from him and your children just so that you can be the first to have the experience with him. Do you think if you do this, your wife and daughters won't resent you for what you are taking away from them to satisfy your own selfish need? If you do this, remember someday your daughters will be adults and think about how they will look back on this and what they will think about you." And the one under that says, "It's Disney. They will light up every time, regardless of being the first trip." And that's what I was saying. There's so many memories and so many whatevers. I really wonder if somebody else is going to talk about the wife, or if that's just me. Oh yeah, so this one says, "You're the asshole, but wife should have told him in advance, so she sucks also." It's like, again, I don't think she had malicious intent. I don't think it was like, whatever. I don't think she did it. I think it was all with a good heart. It was all done with a caring heart. And yet, I think she should have consulted him. That it's like, that's, especially when that's something that you guys had talked about, like how excited you were to take your kids to Disney and whatever. It's like, come on. But everybody's pretty much saying the same thing. Like, father's dying, let them have it. Oh yeah, there's this one. Honestly, okay. Oh, so this one says, "Wife sucks too. This was too big of a decision to make by herself. I suspect she didn't tell him because she knew OP would say no, and surprising him along with the kids would pressure her into saying yes." And this one in a big box says, "This is their children going states away with an older couple, one of whom is incredibly ill and may very well experience severe symptoms up to and including hospitalization from the amount of exertion Disney demands. This is a joint decision 100%. Should he agree? 100% with reservations for the continuance of the children's care should the worst happen. But this is not forgetting to pick up milk on the way home from work. Her telling him about this a month earlier could have very easily made this a significantly more affordable trip for the entire family to go on. Or you could have X-nayed the trip or whatever you wanted, I don't think that was a good idea, but still you could have X-nayed the trip, and before you tell these children they're going to Disneyland. Because now the kids are excited and want to go, and you can't tell that is a really hard situation to tell them no. And so, like, it could have been a much easier situation if it had been told a month ago. And this one says, "Correct. The surprise is for the kids, not for the husband. She knows she and her husband had a different plan with the kids for Disney. I would want to know how the whole thing came about, since the grandparents could have taken the kids anywhere." Yeah, that was my other thing, is they just happened to choose Disney. I mean, makes sense, but I think that's interesting. Let's see if there are any. I haven't seen any, but let's see if there are any comments from OP. There are none. There are no comments from OP. This is the only thing on their page. We'll see. I don't think anybody's the asshole here, except the wife kind of sucks, but I think you should let the kids go on the trip. That's it. That's it. I've been talking for 35 fucking minutes. Oh my god. Okay, I will talk to you guys. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, December 28th. Oh, I forgot to bring a drink in here with me. Damn, I'm gonna have to go get it. It's 12:43 p.m. I have been working all day. I just finished making wax. My hair looks a little nuts today, but I'm just like desperately trying to like get it out of my way. But I'm about to pack orders, and so I wanted to sit down for a minute and talk to you before I did that, but I wanted to make wax because I wanted to get it out of the way. So, yesterday was long, today's gonna be long, so it's a good time. I got everything ready for my employee, and then I went to therapy, and then I went to my employee's house, and then I went to Hellsberg Diamonds and dropped off my ring to have it resized. I didn't think I was gonna have time to do it yesterday, but I did. So I dropped it off to have it resized, hence why I'm wearing my silicone ring. I got a silicone ring for me when I got one for Perry. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but he wears a silicone band as an engagement ring instead of like a normal ring. He's gonna wear the silicone one while we're engaged, and then once we're married, we'll like upgrade him to a real one. But I bought myself one the same time that I bought him one, just in case. There were times that I didn't want to wear it, or, stuff like this. So I'm wearing my little silicone engagement ring. I got it on Amazon. I got his on Amazon too. You can get like a big pack for super cheap. It's great. So that's what I'm wearing on my hand today. I feel so naked. Because, I'm always like conscientious of the diamond, and like it does snag on things and hit things, and I can't like lean on my hand like this without it going into my face, and I'm usually very conscious of that. But it's literally, you can do like whatever, and it feels like I'm wearing nothing. And so I feel naked a little bit, but I'm glad to be able to have something to wear. I'll get my real ring back in like 2 weeks. So for now, this is what we got. But otherwise it was a good day. I did a lot of stitching last night. A good amount of stitching last night. So I wanted to show you, I finished this little house up here that I was working on. I don't remember where it was the last time I saw you, but I finished working on this house up here. These things I think were already done the last time I saw you. I started working on this little, it's like a horse-drawn carriage right here that says pies on it. And then I continued, because it stopped like right here. I continued stitching where it says town square, and I just haven't done the E yet, but I've done the rest of it. But yeah, making some good progress on this. Can't wait to work on something else soon. I haven't done any diamond painting. Maybe I'll do some today. Yeah, this morning I wanted to make wax, of course, and then I'm not going to show you because I don't want to give it away, but on this sticky note, I have the next scent releases planned until March 13th. So, it's going to be a good time. And I know that Valentine's Day falls within that, so I'm doing a Valentine's Day theme release. It's going to be a good time. So I really like having scents planned out in advance. So it was a good time. And then I made wax, and then I'm gonna pack orders, and then that's kind of it for the day. I hope to get some diamond painting done or something, but it's a short week for Perry and I both this week because we had Monday off, and it'll be a short week next week because he'll have Monday off. I'll still be doing restock, of course, but other than that, I'm kind of taking the day off with him. We don't have any plans for New Year's, though. So I asked Perry, I was like, what should we do for New Year's? And he said, chill. And I said, okay, sounds good. So we'll see what actually happens with that. But that's about it. So Reddit story. And tomorrow I'm going to make candles, I believe. So if you have been wanting, I know there's only one in stock right now. So if you're wanting different scents or a different kind of wick or something, I'll be making more of those tomorrow. But that's why I'm a little sweaty right now, because it's freaking hot. You know, I cook it on my stove, you know, so like you get sweaty. Let's see. I'm trying to find a good one. This one, we'll see if it's interesting. It has 3.8 thousand upvotes. It doesn't have any awards yet, but it was only 5 hours ago, so it could be on the rise. This is, am I the asshole for expecting my boyfriend to bring me to my appointment? It says, context, I, 23 female, and my boyfriend, 23 male, discovered we were pregnant 8 months ago. I was hesitant as I still feel young, but we've been together for almost 7 years. We decided to keep our little baby, and I'm so happy to be creating and able to bring life into the world. He promised me he'd be there for me every step of the way and take me to all the appointments, even if he wasn't allowed in, get me any cravings, etc., etc. As he fucking should, because he is your partner of 7 years, and this is his baby. Just saying. But anyway. So as for the reason I'm upset today, it's my own fault. It's my own fault that I don't drive. Yes. I always forget the name for the parentheses, extremely anxious about it, close parenthesis. So she's an anxious driver. That's why she doesn't drive. I'm here at an appointment by myself that I had to take an Uber to. Last night, my partner came home from an extremely long day after he got called out to the job. He's been on call since Friday and has gone out a couple of times. Not any fault of his own, but missed our ultrasound Friday because he was called out. I asked him last night if he was okay taking me to my appointment this morning, as it was quite early, 9 a.m. He said sure, he would take me, and we also have other things to do. We went to bed just fine. This morning, I came down with a coffee for him and let him know he was gonna have to wake up, but I made a coffee. He kept rolling back over and ignoring me. I got a bit frustrated and said, babe, it's not just because I want to go out. It's because I have an appointment I told you about last night. He shot back at me, wow, it's like I'm on call when I'm not. Holy fuck. Oh boy. And after that, I just went quiet and felt really upset about it. I'm typing this as I sit alone at my appointment, and he's probably still at home sleeping. I understand he worked a long day yesterday, but I just feel like I'm doing everything alone when he promised me at the beginning he wouldn't let this happen. I know he's going to be a good dad to our son, but things like this really hurt me, especially with my insane hormones. Am I the asshole? No. No, you're not. No. It's like, of course it's not his fault that he has to work long hours. And she even said that like, of course that's not his fault. And so if he's like, he had to work during one of the ultrasounds, like that's not anybody's fault. And, but I know if it was Perry and I, that he would make sure we scheduled all of the appointments when he knew he would have off. I don't know if, I mean, maybe they're really busy and you can only get in at like certain times, but he would do his best to schedule the appointments when he knew he was going to be off so that he knew he could come. And I think he would do, even if he had the longest day ever yesterday, he would have wanted to be at that appointment. I can bet you $10 gajillion that that man would have not wanted to miss anything. He was all bent out. My fiance, Perry, was all bent out of shape yesterday. Not all bent out of shape, but you know what I mean. That I came home from dropping my ring off, and he told me when he proposed to me that he made sure he got the lifetime warranty on it so that I could take it in and get it resized and get it cleaned for free. If a stone falls out, it's whatever, the whole nine. And so I went in thinking my sizing was going to be free, and they looked at me and they were like, did you want to do the lifetime warranty or whatever they called it? And I was like, I'm pretty sure my fiance purchased that. He, told me about it, and they were like, well, it's not here in the system. And I was like, well, we have all the receipts at home, and I'm like 99.999% sure that he purchased it. And they were like, okay, well, we won't charge you for now. It could be a glitch in the system. Just like bring the receipt when you come pick the ring up, and then we can fix it in the system. And I was like, dandy. So I come home and I tell Perry this, and he's like, what? He's like, they don't think that, and he's like freaking out. He pulls out the receipts. He's reading everything. He's trying to make sure that he actually purchased it. And then he's like, maybe I need to call them so that I make sure like they have the information right. And he was like, and maybe when we go to pick it up, I think I want to come with you so that I can talk to them so I can make sure that everything's okay and blah, 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 blah. That it's like something like this. He's like, I want to make sure I'm there and things are taken care of and whatever. So like, let's go on a weekend so that I can come with you to pick it up and blah, blah, blah. He's doing that for the sizing of my ring, much less if it was an ultrasound to see our baby. Are you kidding? He would do like anything and everything to be there. And so to me, it does rub me the wrong way a little bit that he's like, I'm too tired. I don't want to go. It's like, I guess you're entitled to that, but it's just a little, to me, that would strike me as a little, it would make me sad if my partner didn't want to go to the ultrasound with me just because he was tired. So I don't think you're the asshole. I think him cursing at you like that, saying, oh my God, holy fuck, what in the world? I think that's dramatic. And your I'm a bit frustrated statement isn't even that bad. Where it says, babe, it's not, and it says, babe, exclamation point. It's not just because I want to go out, it's because I have an appointment I told you about last night, exclamation point. So I assume that it was, babe, it's not just that I want to go out. It was the sort of like a little bit frustrated tone. And that's not, like, what you said is not that bad. And for him to go like, holy fuck, and blah, blah, no. I think you need to talk to your partner about it because I know sometimes, even with Perry, we both have we've had conversations about this because when Perry is half asleep, he tends to say things that he does not mean. And then once he's awake and I tell him what he said, he goes, oh my God, and like completely freaks out and feels horrible about it because he doesn't even really remember it. So it's like Perry and I have sort of not an unspoken agreement, a very spoken about agreement that I don't ask him questions when he's half asleep because he won't cooperate. And B, I don't take anything that he says when he's half asleep seriously. But I'm always allowed to say once he wakes up, I'm pretty sure you were half asleep, and so I know you probably don't mean it, but you said this, and I just wanted to check in about it. That's sort of how we handle that situation. So maybe he was half asleep and he said something he didn't mean, and maybe he's gonna wake up and be like upset that she went without him or whatever. I don't know, but I don't think you're the asshole, and I think it's worth having a really good conversation with your partner, your boyfriend, about saying, I just lost my train of thought, saying like that it really hurts my feelings that you haven't been coming with me, and I understand that you're working, and so maybe it's out of your control, but can we talk about it? Can we maybe work on scheduling the appointments at a time where we can make sure you can come? And like, especially because the night before he said, yes, absolutely, I'll take you, and they went to bed just fine and whatever, and then all of a sudden, that's what makes me think maybe he said something he didn't mean because he was half asleep. I don't know. beats me. But what I do know is that he didn't handle it the best way that he could, and that you are not the asshole. That's what I do know. Oh yeah, this one quotes the boyfriend's angry statement and says, "Wow, it's like I'm on call when I'm not. Holy fuck." And then the comment says, "Welcome to parenthood, daddy. Get used to it. It's 24/7, not the asshole." And OP responds and says, "LOL, right? I'm not going to have to say that to him. Oh, I'm going to have to say that to him later. Welcome to parenthood, bud." Exactly. Also, this is just my personal opinion, that this is so not like a model that anybody needs to stick by or whatever. But you're 23, you've been together for 7 years, so you've been together since you were teenagers. But you're 23 now, and you're 8 months pregnant, and he hasn't proposed to you yet? Like, I know not everybody wants to get married, but if you want to get married, and is that, I wonder if that's a concern of hers, because it would be a concern of mine, because I've always known I wanted to get married. And so if we were that far into a relationship and he hadn't proposed, that would make me feel some type of way. That's just my opinion, though. You do whatever works for you. Oh, this one's interesting. So the comment above it talks about like he needs a reality check, and then somebody comments below it and says she needs one too. Get a driver's license and be an adult. She's going to be responsible for a life and should know how to handle things, and the baby isn't here yet. She should have let him sleep. I completely fucking disagree. If you're happy and content with Ubering everywhere, that's your decision. It's not like she has an inability to go places. She can Uber, just like she did. She let him sleep and went to the appointment by himself, so she's perfectly capable about it. She should have let him sleep. Is that a man commenting? I bet it is. No! Good Lord. Let's see. I'm looking for the next original comment. Oh, this one has a big box around it. Not the asshole, since you asked him ahead of time and he agreed to it. He should have taken you to the appointment. But man, the two of you have a lot of growing up to do if you're going to be parents, both of you. He needs to follow through on his commitments, but you do too. You are planning to have a child and never drive. Why are people so get up in arms about that? What are you going to do if your boyfriend is working and you need to go somewhere? You Uber. It's called Uber. It's what she did. Do you live in an area with robust public transportation where driving isn't required? It's called Uber. If so, I hope you're planning never to get, I hope so, if you're planning to never get a driver's license. So yes, your BF was the asshole, but you need a major reality check too. OP responds and says, yes, I'm fortunate to live in a big city with good transportation, and his family is extremely helpful, and when I ask to go out and ask when they go out every day if I want to join / have anywhere to go. But yes, I need to go over my anxieties and get a license after baby is here. Agreed there. So she agrees she needs a license, I guess. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but like I get it. She agrees that she needs a license. It would be easier and better for everybody if she had a license. But I'm not like up in arms about it like everybody else seems to be. Let's see if there's any more comments from OP, because we've read a couple so far. She's written a bit about other things. I'm just reading about like what's everybody's opinion on people touching your bump and things like that, but a lot of things about being pregnant. Am I the asshole for telling our families they cannot kiss baby when he arrives? So I have to scroll all the way down. Am I the asshole for not wanting my mother involved in my child's life? She's very active. Hold on, I have to scroll way the fuck down. My goodness. How freaking... This was only like 5 days ago. I think I'm missing something because it was only like 5 days ago. That was 20 hours ago. Oh, God. Yeah, that was 26 days ago. So where the fuck? Oh. She apparently just deleted her entire account. I caught it like right before she deleted her entire account. So this post was deleted by the person who originally posted it. Account is deleted. Holy crap. That's interesting. But anyway, so we heard a few things from OP. Interesting. All right, well, I guess we're not gonna be able to read any more comments from OP, but I don't think she's the asshole at all. I wonder why she deleted everything, because that's what she was getting the vote of not the asshole. So maybe it was just because people kept fucking commenting on the fact that she doesn't have a driver's license, which I think is fucking annoying. But anyway, that's it for today. I hope you guys are having a good day and a good time crafting, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. I missed Friday. It is now Tuesday because Perry and I took Monday off. So I just wanted to come on here to wrap up a little bit. I'm not going to read a story or anything. Just wanted to say thank you for watching. I'm sorry I always miss Friday. I won't be missing Friday this week, so don't worry. It's going to be fine. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you got a lot of crafting done and amazing things while doing this. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you all next week. Bye.